Defence wins championships, and today we're going to discover everything you want to know about defence, but we're too afraid to ask, with Joe Walsh, Cornish Pilots defence coach. Welcome to Bedford, Joe.
Yeah, thanks. I'm looking forward to being here now and seeing how this storm proceeds to affect things, but yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, it's picking up. Well, we're going to talk about defence, crucial part of the game, and we're on this part of the pitch. We're close to the sideline, so from an outsider's perspective, I'd look down there and I'd say we've got 70 metres to defend. So this must be the hardest part of the pitch to defending. True or false?
I think for me, it's false in a lot of ways. I think you use that old adage, you know exactly where they're going to go. You know, other than this little 5 metre blindside we have here, you know exactly where they're going to go. So you can afford to apply a lot more pressure from here. So you see a lot of teams bring like really heavy line speed off the touch line, and they'll eat up a lot more meterage. So you're more likely to see teams potentially get caught 5 or 6 metres back off these edge breakdowns. And then as it moves into more middle of the pitch, you'll start to see those bends giving up 5 or 6 metres, you know, in the attack in favour. So off the touchline, you know, advantage defence. Off the middle of the pitch, more so advantage attack.
You're talking there about line speed, so just describe, what is line speed?
Yeah, it's just for us, you know, as a defence, is how fast can we get up and apply pressure on the defence, or on the attack rather. So we want to take away two things: take away their space, take away their time, and you know, line speed is the main way you do that. So can I get 3, 4, 5 steps up? And then really, even if I don't manage to make a really dominant tackle, if I've made up those extra 5 steps and I'm making a tackle there, I've still won back that gain line off the attack. So you know, line speed is a big element of really how the majority of teams defend these days in some part of their game, and it's just how extreme you bring it is the question.
So if we were to move further infield and we go to the 15, so we've got a 15 metre blindside now, so 55 metres on the open side, so blindside the area closest to the touchline. Hardest to defend?
It's harder to defend, yeah. Again, you say they've got 2 ways they can go. This is where you're looking at stuff like overfold and underfold. So do the defence send too many with the fold as you come off the edge? Do they send too little and they trap resource here? So as a defence, really, you're trying to pick your eyes up and see, are they potentially coming off the edge and going to try hurt you coming back against the grain? Are they going to try beat you for momentum and win the fold going around? So again, slightly harder to defend off than the edge here. You've got 2 ways to defend, and really it's just, you know, the onus in this part, or breakdowns in this area of the pitch now, is picking your eyes up. What sort of resource are the attack holding there? And then what do we need to do as a defence to counteract that?
So let's bust some myths about defence. So when I was taught to play rugby 25 odd years ago, I was told you look up, you shout my man. Is that still what you're doing?
Yeah, I often wonder how many my mans are there on the pitch when you shout that, or how many players' names do you know. But look, there is an element of, you know, you talk about, are you defending the ball or defending the man? I think there is an element that you look up and you're trying to reference what man is, I guess, in your lane or in your channel. So early when you get into position, what sort of threat is there in my lane? But after that, you look at the evolution of the game now, you've got shoulder balls, you've got guys coming in and changing direction, backlines racing around the corner. So there's a lot more onus on defending the ball as opposed to the man in modern sort of defence. But you are aware of who's the man on my channel right now, and as that ball is starting to come into play, is he still right in front of me, or potentially has he changed lane or put some late feet or early feet on? So you'll see sort of a hybrid of those systems, but modern defence, I guess, gone a lot further on the majority of teams, gone a lot closer to defend the ball.
Well, we haven't actually talked about tackling yet. Tackle success, does that matter?
Yeah, I think it's not the be-all and end-all, I guess, but I guess if you look at the champ in particular, all the teams in that top 6 will really be in the top 6 in some particular order for tackle success, so it is important. There's probably about 5 or 6% between first and bottom in the league, or a little bit more than that. So you won't particularly see, you know, the team that's first in tackle success are first in the league. What you will see though is stuff like tackle dominance, really important. So percentage of your tackles you can dominate. I guess if teams have high tackle dominance, you won't see as much jackling because they're probably 2 shoulders, they're trying to push you back or hold you up. Teams with, I guess, less tackle dominance, you're probably to see more low shots and more jackal. So tackle success, something that we rate highly importantly. You know, for us, high tackle success, high tackle dominance, that's what we're about as a defence. We'll see if that comes through today, I guess. But yeah, you'll see some importance in it, but I guess it's not the critical stat.
How much does individual skill matter versus cohesive team skill?
In defence, I guess, look, the team skill of being able to pull the fold and give you space to get into and position yourself is what I guess gives you best opportunity to go and apply pressure as a defender. You are reliant on the guys around you communicating and giving you good spaces to set yourself off. But you see some really good individual defenders in this league, in every competition. Really good individual defenders can make stuff happen on their own just because they've got a really good read of the game. You talk about guys being 2-3 moves ahead, or even 2 or 3 seconds ahead in terms of reading what's in front of them. you are reliant on the guys around you to give you a good opportunity to go and apply pressure or go get the ball back, but you will see some really excellent defenders who can go and do it on their own sometimes and get you out of jail.
So you won't see it in this league, but how quickly can you spot a bad defender, and what are you looking for?
Yeah, I think with bad defenders, you're looking at stuff like potentially they miss the jump. So we spoke about line speed earlier. We want to apply loads of pressure. Are they keep taking their eyes off the ball and they don't quite get the jump and they're 2 or 3 seconds behind, and that's when you see those little inside-outside balls become difficult to defend. As we look at these edge breakdowns, as it moves 10-15 metres off the touchline, if you're really slow to pick up that hustle on the inside, that can create real problems in your defence and on little inside balls. And I guess when you look at weaker defenders, I guess it can sometimes be as simple as big man on small man or small man on big man. Can you get your number 8 over their scrum half, or on the other flip side, can you get their winger as an attacker around your prop? So sometimes weaker defenders isn't necessarily them as a defender, but it can also be the mismatch that the attacker is trying to create.
And finally, the 2 best non-pilots defender in the champ.
Yeah, we spoke about this earlier. I think there's a lot of good players in there. For me, one that's been really impressive is Kyle Hallerall at Ealing, just in terms of his pure tackle dominance. He goes really hard. He's done it at the top level, and that's something we're lucky to have in this league, is players who've done it at the highest level and have come here to compete in the champ. So he's been really impressive. I think Bainbridge at Doncaster at 7 has been excellent for them. Again, you're looking at key metrics, and we spoke about a lot of them already, but what percentage of their tackles are they dominant in? And those 2 guys, their own individual tackle dominance, I think, are almost double the league average or more. So for you as an individual to be able to dominate double the league average of your own tackles is just so impressive, and it shows that what calibre of player they are. And look, you've got small stuff we speak about as well. Those guys really good at getting up off the floor, getting back in the defensive line, your level of discipline. So 2 that have really impressed us this year, and unfortunately have performed really well against us as well, but 2 that have really impressed me.
Joe Walsh, Cornish Pilots defence coach, thank you so much for your time, and that was everything you wanted to know about defence, but we're too afraid to ask.